It is the Pro Gamblers blogcast for Week 2 of the NFL preseason games of Thursday night, August the 15th. I'm Joe Duffy, your Grandmaster Handicapper. Please note that I haven't finalized every single pick I got for Thursday night. I'm going to research a little bit more. Not going to give you all the great information I have, but we're certainly going to give you plenty where if you want to bet on your own, you can do that, or you can get the best picks ever at offshoreinsiders.com. Lions and the Browns. The Browns host the Lions in Week 2 of the preseason Thursday, and again October 13th at First Energy Stadium. Running back Reggie Bush says he doesn't expect the Lions to open up their playbook much this week, although the team is progressively adding more pages throughout camp. Source for that, the Detroit Free Press. The Browns and Lions each have 2 preseason victories against each other over the last 40 years. Browns defeated the Lions 27-10 in the 2009 meeting, but fell 35-27 at Ford Field in 2010. The teams have played each other quite often, as the Browns are 19-23 overall, but they are 10-6 in preseason home games against the Lions, and that is from clevelandbrowns.com. Continuing with your offshoreinsiders.com blogcast, Cleveland's second-year running back Trent Richardson, slowed by injury so far as a pro, was thrilled to learn he will be playing Thursday night. Source for that, Associated Press. First-year head coach Rob Chudzinski says the Cleveland Browns have an honest-to-goodness quarterback competition between Brandon Weeden and Jason Campbell. Weeden has taken, though, every first-team rep in training camp, leaving Campbell to work exclusively with the second team. Weeden was excellent in the Browns' preseason opener, 10 out of 13 for 112 yards and 1 touchdown. He is likely to start Thursday. Source for that, ESPN. Now, according to Detroit running back Reggie Bush, the offense is beginning to hit its stride. Bush and the starters on offense only played the first 2 drives in the opener. He expects a little more work in Cleveland after getting his feet wet at home last week. Now, let's go to the Atlanta Falcons and the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens tight end Dennis Pitta is out. Of course, he's going to be out for quite some time. He had 61 catches last year. Now, on the injury front for Atlanta, projected starting right tackle Mike Johnson is out also for the season. Second-year man Lamar Holmes, a third-round pick in 2012, is going to be asked to step up in Johnson's absence. Source for that, the Sports Network. Ravens wide receiver Deontay Thompson has a sprained left foot that will sideline him Thursday night. Running back Bernard Pierce suffered a sprained left knee when he was hit in the end zone against Tampa Bay. But an MRI says it's not too serious. He has not been ruled out for Thursday night, so we're going to list him as questionable. Tight end Ed Dixon remains out indefinitely with a slight torn right hamstring. Source for that, the Baltimore Sun. The Panthers and the Eagles, and it's important we do want to mention here, Stevie Vincent, one of the ace handicappers at offshoreinsiders.com. He is 2-1 so far, but hitting is only 3-star or higher in the preseason. He's got a level 4 side on this game, and it's at offshoreinsiders.com. Now, the Eagles had starter Jeremy Maclin and possible backup Andreas Ben both go down with season-ending ACL injuries. Source for that is the Sports Network. Quarterback Nick Foles and Mike Vick are expected to play through the first half. The head coach Kelly said last week that Foles would start the second exhibition game after Vick started the first. First-team offense and defense are likely to play the entire first half against Carolina. Quarterback Matt Bartley will take over in the second quarter or in the third quarter, and Dennis Dixon and C.J. Kinney will play in the fourth. Kelly said he's hoping to see more of Kinney on Thursday. Source for that, Philadelphia Inquirer. Practices early in the preseason are focused on getting the Panthers prepared for how they're going to come play in the regular season, leaving little time for game plan for the preseason opponents. But the Eagles, who host the Panthers on Thursday, forced the Panthers to spend some extra time preparing this week. Quote, the hard part about this game is that you have to prepare for a completely different style of offense. It took a little bit of time away from our preparations for a more conventional football, head coach Ron Rivera said. On defense, we've had to do a little more game planning than you'd want in the preseason. Offensively, we'll be facing a 3-4, so obviously see the 4-3 every day in practice, so this might help us because we'll see a little bit of that from Seattle. The source for that, CarolinaPanthers.com. The Panthers want to establish themselves as a potent running game. The Eagles, who allowed 248 rushing yards in the preseason opener against New England, should be a good opponent for that. Continuing with our gambling blogcast, the San Diego Chargers and Chicago Bears game. Chargers wide receiver Malcolm Floyd is out, as Floyd led the Chargers with a career-best 56 receptions for 814 yards on 5 touchdowns last season. Over his 8-year career, all with the Chargers, Floyd had 233 catches for 3,984 yards and 25 touchdowns. Denario Alexander, San Diego's other starting receiver, was lost for the year after tearing his ACL. Source for that is the Sports Network. Bears signed running back Curtis Brinkley to a 1-year contract on Monday in an attempt to bolster some depth in a position that's currently dealing with injuries. The move comes 3 days after Armando Allen, projected to be the team's number 3 running back behind Matt Forte and Michael Bush, hurt his right hamstring in Friday's preseason opener against Carolina. Source for that is the Sports Network. We've got a huge special going on offshoreinsiders.com through this weekend's games only. Get every pick from the greatest handicapper of all time. Me, Joe Duffy, the most successful handicapper in terms of units won career-wise. Every pick from now until the Super Bowl. Every single sport. $1,799. This special is available right now at offshoreinsiders.com. www.offshoreinsiders.com.